welcome to another episode of Wellness Through Physical Therapy. I'm Julia Wiegand, and February is all about the heart, and I don't just mean Valentine's Day. On today's episode, Tingo is going to take us down the path of improving your heart health. So don't go away. Today's episode is all about the heart on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. And welcome back to today's episode of Wellness Through Physical Therapy. I'm Julia Wiegand off camera, and front and center is Tingo. And today, Tingo is here to discuss improving your heart health. First of all, how are you doing, Ting?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Oh, it's been busy, to say the least. But today we're here to talk about improving your heart health and where heart disease, those experiencing heart disease could also be doing things such as here at Fyzical, that could be improving their heart health. So can you give us a little overview of heart disease, what it is, percentages, so on and so forth?
So heart disease has been found to be the #1 killer of people in the United States. And of all the deaths that occur in the U.S., around about 25% is from heart disease. This includes things like having a heart attack, blockages from heart failure, and also things like hypertension and that type of stuff. So heart disease can be a major problem obviously is a major problem of people in the United States. And February is National Heart Disease Prevention Awareness Month. So we obviously want to raise and help spread the news about heart disease and things that you can do to help prevent it.
And speaking of a healthy heart, what should we be doing to keep that heart healthy?
So there's a bunch of things you can do, and obviously looking after what you eat. You can make sure you maintain a good healthy weight. You can quit smoking if you're a smoker. But one of the best things they found for people to do is obviously to move. And obviously being exercise has been found to help prevent and keep people's heart healthy, because the heart is a muscle. And the more you work it, the better it gets. And so of the people that do exercise, they found that you can really reduce the risk of a heart attack or a heart disease by around about 25 to 35%, even after you've had a heart attack. So for the people out there that want to maintain a healthy heart, I myself am 48, so I'm getting older, and I want to maintain a healthy heart. So one of the things that I recommend is definitely look into getting into an exercise program of some sort. This way it keeps your heart healthy and reduces the risk of someone getting a heart disease of sorts.
And how much of that exercise should we be doing? What is too much, and what really isn't enough to really get it going?
Right, so it depends on the person's fitness level and what they're capable of doing. But for the majority of people, the American Heart Association recommends doing 150 minutes of exercise, of moderate level exercise every week. So if you look at 150 minutes, it's around about 2.5 hours. And if you break it down into simpler digestible figures, if you do 30 minutes of exercise, that would mean 5 days a week. Or if you do 60-minute sessions, that would mean maybe 3 sessions a week. So that's a really good number to shoot for. And the other recommendations they found as well is it doesn't have to come in the one chunk either. So you can break it up if you're busy and have kids and have to do a lot at work and home. You can break it up into 10, 15-minute sessions. So you could do a 15-minute session in the morning, a 15-minute session in the evening. That'll equate to a half hour during the day. And you can also, if you're a physical worker outdoors, or if you like to run up and down stairs during lunchtime, that can count as well.
Yeah, it seems like exercise isn't something where people always think just going up and beefing at the gym. Exercise is just physically moving, physically just any movement,
right.
Honestly.
Right, yeah, definitely. And so yeah, they recommend if you do moderate exercise, that's 150 minutes. But if you do intense exercise, that can bring it down to somewhere like 90 to 120 minutes, just 2 hours a week. Or if you do light exercise, obviously you want to do more. And a lot of people out there might be wondering what moderate exercise is. So one of the things that we calculate moderate exercise on is based on a person's capability level or what their heart is able to tolerate. So the key number that we look at is if you look at doing around about 70% of your heart rate max. And a lot of people may not know what heart rate max is. So to calculate it out, it's 220 minus your age. So I'm going to use an even number like 50. So if you look at 220 minus 50, hopefully my math is right, that would be 170 beats a minute, right? That's your heart rate max. So you want to exercise around about 70% of that. And that would be 150, somewhere around there. But you can calculate that out for the mathematicians out there. If you don't want to calculate it out, grab a computer, grab your cell phone, use the calculator, or you can always come here and we can help you figure that out.
Well, when we come back, Ting is going to get into what types of exercise we could be doing to improve our heart health. So don't go away. We've got more Wellness Through Physical Therapy after the break. And welcome back to today's episode of Wellness Through Physical Therapy. I'm Julia Wiegand, off camera, and front and center is Tingo, and he's here today talking about improving your heart health. Mm-hmm. It is, what month is it?
February.
And February happens to be all about heart health, correct?
Exactly, yep, definitely.
So we were talking about heart disease and an overview of it. What should we be doing to improve our heart health? Exercise seems to be a key factor, and how much we should be doing. Now, tell us what types of exercises that we could be doing.
Okay, so yeah, when you're looking at heart health, most people think aerobic exercise, right? Cardiovascular, cardio is heart. So, which is great. So, cardiovascular aerobic exercise is one of the main exercises people should be doing for their heart. And cardiovascular exercises means you're doing something that is getting your heart rate up, getting you puffing a little bit. Things like riding a bike, walking, things like the elliptical, or just activity that keeps you moving over time so that you can still breathe while you're exercising. So that's where the moderate intensity comes in, because you want to try and monitor your heart rate to make sure you're in the right zone to get that aerobic or cardiovascular effect, and at a moderate intensity. But a lot of people don't know there's been research out there that shows stretching itself can be helpful for your heart health. So I believe there was a study done out of Italy recently where they showed that people that participated in a stretching program alone showed some cardiovascular improvements over time. So stretching is good. And also there's been other studies that have shown strength training as well to be very good for heart and cardiovascular health. So basically what it comes down to is a well-rounded program. And if you think of a well-rounded program, you look at a warm-up, you look at doing some stretches, you look at doing some strength training, and you also look at doing some cardiovascular or aerobic exercise. But the key is you want to try and do it at a moderate intensity as best you can. So getting that heart rate up, even if you're doing like stretches, do it in a way that you do it, you're not just sitting there doing, light stretches. You want to put some effort into it to get the heart moving, to get the blood circulating, and that's what we think is going to help people improve their heart health.
And with well-rounded programs, they're geared more toward the individual. So what about those individuals that are concerned or worried that as soon as they think of the word exercise, all they think of are the aches and pains that follow? Right.
So yeah, we deal with a lot of those people, obviously being a physical therapist. And that does stop a lot of people from exercising or even wanting to exercise because of their history. But just know there are ways around it. So as a physical therapist, there are some things that we know in terms of exercise that, if you have bad knees, we can modify those exercises to the point where you don't have to put too much stress on your knees. If you have bad shoulders, we can again modify those exercises to the point where you don't have to put a lot of stress through your shoulders. Aside from that, obviously our expertise in physical therapy, especially here at Fyzical, is to help people in pain try and get out of pain.
Right.
So, for example, if you have some shoulder pain, aches and pains in your knees, our goal out here is obviously to help reduce that pain, either long-term or if you have like a chronic problem, reduce it to the point where you can get it to a tolerable level that you can then participate in an exercise program of sorts, obviously in being monitored, because we can modify what you do to the point where you try and get that heart rate up to get that aerobic capability to where you get to that intense, not intense, but moderate level.
Yeah, I was about to say, when people hear the word intense, they're like, oh boy, but no, it's not. It's everything is gradual, everything's geared toward the individual, and nobody's starting off running a marathon, you know? It's all about those baby steps.
Yeah, we wouldn't recommend that, because I'd probably curl over and do something not good. So if I tried to run a marathon.
I couldn't picture myself running a marathon either.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, Ting is going to get into the nitty-gritty about how Fyzical can help you improve your heart health. So don't go away. We'll be wrapping up today's episode of Wellness Through Physical Therapy right after the break. And welcome back to our final segment of today's episode of Wellness Through Physical Therapy. I'm Julia Wiegand. Off camera, Tingo is front and center, explaining how you can improve your heart health, since it is Heart Month, it is February, and Fyzical can do a lot for the individual. We've been talking about the overview of heart disease itself, and the best thing to do is exercise. And there are different levels of exercise and different ways you can exercise, whether you're 18 or 104. So, Ting, tell us how Fyzical gears those programs toward those individuals who are looking to improve their heart health.
Okay, so the thing that we try and get across is that exercise is really good for your heart, obviously, and we want to help people do it in a way that's scientifically and medically based, so that they're going to do it in a way that's going to be, one, beneficial for them, two, that they get results, and three, they don't hurt themselves while they're doing it. So it all starts when someone comes in looking to do some exercise, in us doing like a full body screen. So the program, there's a couple of ways we can do this. One, either you can get assessed with a physical therapist to have a look at you, especially if you have some other health issues such as like pains, or you've hurt yourself, or you have arthritis. This way the physical therapist can have a look and see what we need to be careful of when you're doing exercises, and also how we can help treat those problems to help reduce the pain or the arthritis, and this way we can get you ready to do an exercise program. So some of the things we may do for someone like that is get them in. Let's say, I'm going to point to knee pain because a lot of people out there have knee pains. We may find that there's certain tightnesses in the muscles, such as the quadricep and the calf muscles. So we have a lot of techniques that we utilize to get into those muscles to try and sort of loosen them up before someone exercises. And one thing that I always do before I exercise, which I exercise fairly regularly, I will actually tape my knees. So we can tape a lot of areas in the body to help prevent pains and help stabilize those joints or muscles when someone is exercising. And so that initial assessment can be quite important with a physical therapist to help guide someone and help them develop a plan. Another route someone can take if they don't want to see formally in terms of physical therapy, we have a fitness assessment that we use that's computerized. It's called the Body Q. And what it does is it assesses someone's whole body system. So we look at their musculoskeletal system, their mobility, their strength, their endurance. We also have a look at their balance, just to try and see if we can find someone's weaknesses and strengths. If we find someone has a weakness in their mobility, obviously we will gear a program towards that. If we find someone has strengths in other areas, we'll base their exercise programs based on their strength and work on their weaknesses. So that's basically the starting point. From there, we'll basically get someone into a program and help them design a program based on the Heart Healthy recommendations, which is around about 150 minutes a week. And based on someone's work schedule, their home schedule, we can help them develop a program to get those 150 minutes in a week. And we want to obviously calculate what is a moderate exercise level for them. So we're going to help them calculate that level, whether you be my age, 48, whether you be 21, whether you be 75. This way we can get you exercising in a safe zone, something that's not going to tax your heart too much, but something that's going to be effective. And once we develop that program, we'll make sure that you're monitored through the exercise programs, and we have devices here called pulse oximeters, where we will have those attached to your fingers, and also most of our cardiovascular machines have the hand grips that can monitor your heart rate. So we'll give someone a range, let's say, somewhere between 120 to 130 beats per minute is where we want someone to exercise at, and we'll put that all in crystal clear messaging to the person, so that this way they know what they're supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing. And obviously we'll help them design the program, which classically will be a well-rounded program if that's what most people want in terms of heart health, which will include some stretching, obviously targeting areas that someone may have weaknesses in, and if you have injuries, obviously targeting those areas. There are some self-mobilization things that you can do as well, such as utilizing the foam rollers and some strap bands that we have that can help them prepare their bodies for exercise. The program will probably include some cardiovascular exercise as well. So we have multiples of things such as treadmills, ellipticals, and bikes, and also an arm bike, which we call the UBE. We'll develop a program for someone based on their strengths and weaknesses, and then get into some strength training and potentially some functional training as well, depending on how advanced the person is in terms of their fitness. This way we get a whole rounded program. Obviously the target being heart health, but we also want someone to do things that they're going to enjoy. And we also want someone to be able to do things that's going to be effective for the rest of their lifestyle as well. So the goal is to get good heart health is to get fit, get some good cardiovascular endurance, get some strength, get some mobility, get some balance, and also improve someone's functional capabilities as well.
With all this thought put into the exercise programs and all the equipment that's available for those who are looking to improve their heart health, why do you think that some people are almost shied away from approaching a place like Fyzical to get the help that they need?
Probably multiple factors. You could be someone like me that doesn't like other people to help them, so I'll try and do things on my own. But just know there are experts out there if you're having issues, especially if you're a do-it-yourselfer. We can help you design a program and get you to go on your own. There are other people that may have shynesses because they may not think that they belong in a gym. They may be a little bit concerned about how they look in front of other people. But just know at Fyzical, we don't judge people. We see all types of people here. We see people up to 95, I think the oldest gentleman that we have here, and he's been doing his thing.
Impressive. And
we have people of all shapes and sizes here. So the key is for someone to feel comfortable in that environment, and most people coming in here have told us they feel a pretty decent vibe here, and most people are comfortable. And obviously there are other people with health issues aside from their heart that are just purely afraid that they're going to hurt themselves when they start exercising. So the classical example, like someone with knee problems or feet pains, they'll think, I can't do it. It's too painful. I'm going to hurt myself. Or if you have a sore back, same thing. Or if you have something like diabetes, breathing problems, or even if you have existing heart issues. But just understand that by exercising, you can they found that you can reduce your risk of dying by 25 to 35% just by exercising. So we cater to most people, and being a medically based facility, we want to make sure that what we recommend other people do is, one, safe, is effective, and we'll get them what they want to make them happy, because that's what our main purpose is to make our clients and members happy.
So Ting, what's the big takeaway from today's episode about improving your heart health?
So just understand that heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. So that being the case, we want to try and minimize that. And it's been coming down recently, but there was just something on the TV, I think, that they've been finding higher levels of atrial fibrillation recently, or tachycardia. I'm not 100% sure. It was kind of just saw it through the corner of my eye. So just understand that, take your heart health seriously, because a lot of people, they say the first symptoms you get of a heart disease is when you have a heart attack and die. So don't let that happen. Get it checked out, work on your heart health. And one of the best ways you can work on your heart health is by participating in an exercise program, because it has been shown through science to help reduce your risk of heart disease and to prevent the likelihood you're going to suffer a major heart attack. And even after you've had a heart attack, it can really reduce your risk of dying even after you've had an event like that. So for the people out there that are concerned about their heart health, for the people out there that want to improve their heart, be sure to move, basically, move. You don't have to even come here, but just move, start walking, start biking, start taking the stairs, start parking your car, way back instead of way close to the shopping center, and go for a walk. So the key take-home message is exercise for heart health, and doesn't have to be here, just do it. Like the Nike ad says, just do it. And but if you are having concerns about your health, concerns about pains, or if you want someone to just help guide you in terms of where your heart rate should be, the types of exercises, we'll be here, and we'd love to see you guys out here so that we can encourage you to exercise to improve your heart.
Well said. Thank you so much, Ting, for squeezing us in today to get a little bit in there about improving your heart health in this February month of Nothing But Heart Health.
Yes, it's a pleasure, as always.
And thank you, everybody watching out there. Remember, Fyzical's staffed with physical therapists who can manage pain and injuries to make exercising a heck of a lot easier. So to schedule an appointment or for more information, give them a call, 570-501-1808, or visit their website, fyzical.com/Hazelton. That's it for this episode of Wellness Through Physical Therapy. We'll see you next time.